So I'm now going to hand over to Wilkinson. Graham is Presentation and Content Manager at Channel 4. At RNIB, we've worked closely with Graham and his colleagues over many years, and as many of you in the UK know, they're one of the broadcasters who really do push the boundaries in terms of delivering content for disabled viewers, including their recent coverage of the Paralympic Games and their previous coverage of the London Paralympic Games. So, Graham.
Hello, well, it's great to be here and to share my experience of the Paralympics. So, part of my role at Channel 4 is to deliver live events across our group of channels, including Formula 1, Stand Up to Cancer, and of course the Paralympics. I also look after our access service provision, so I make sure that our content is as accessible as we're able to deliver. So Channel 4 made the commitment for the Rio Paralympic Games to be one of the most ambitious live broadcasts in Channel 4's history, with not only delivering the most comprehensive and cutting-edge coverage of the Games ever, but also bringing entertainment to the heart of coverage, with the last leg production team broadcasting live from the Rio Olympic Park. The coverage included nearly 120 hours of live sport on television, plus the last leg from Rio, and nearly 700 hours of online streaming. All of that was subtitled. We promised our viewers that Rio 2016 would be the most accessible Paralympics yet, and we subtitled 100% of coverage, as well as audio describing and signing the opening and closing ceremonies, both live, in 4/7, on 4/7 and in peak time. We also audio described and signed daily editions of the last leg and the highlights programme on 4/7, only 3 hours after their live broadcast on Channel 4. And in the lead up to Rio, we produced audio described, subtitled and signed versions of We Are the Superhumans promotional campaign. And I'll hand over to Adam Hills from the last leg for the audio described version.
Allianz, proud to support the Paralympic Games on 4.
Alright folks, strap in. A drum fills the screen, but the drumsticks are in the feet of a man with no arms. A 10-piece swing band joins in, featuring a one-armed bass player and a blind pianist. A lead singer in a blue suit and trilby performs a spin in a wheelchair.
Yes, I can, suddenly.
The lead singer rolls off the stage and onto a road, racing alongside British Paralympian Hannah Cockcroft.
Take a look, what do you see?
Then an athlete with one leg hops an impressive high jump.
Got the feeling now.
Striking images of people doing things with their feet, from a mother lifting her baby to a man doing donuts in a car around the band.
Yes, I can.
A series of wheelchair users, from ballroom dancers to wheelchair rugby players who collide. Ouch! The singer rolls into a black and white scene, complete with graceful amputee tap dancers, a pianist with partially formed arms, tap dancing prosthetic legs, and a chorus line of girls elegantly displaying their stumps. The singer dons a crash helmet and smashes through the set wall. A starter's pistol, Paralympic swimmers racing, then Blade Runner Richard Whitehead sprinting on a track. A rock band appears in the middle of a wheelchair basketball game. A guitarist with one hand rocks out, while the lead guitarist plays a solo with his feet. A blind footballer lifts a finger to his lips. Blind footballers score a goal. Back of the net.
Yes, I can.
A series of people shout, "Yes, I can," while showing their abilities, including Paralympic swimmer Ellie Simmons, Paralympic sprinter Libby Clegg, a Paralympic shot putter and cyclist, wheelchair multi-Paralympian David Weir, a pilot with no arms, a gymnast with one hand, a graduate with Down syndrome, a ballerina with a prosthetic leg, 3 Paralympic powerlifters, a deaf signer, and a breakdancer. Did you get all that? A careers advisor talks to a boy in a wheelchair. No, you can't. Yes, I can! The boy is now a Paralympics GB wheelchair rugby player and crashes into an opponent. A rock climber with one arm missing below the elbow. Martial artists kicking ass. Then heartwarming footage of children using prosthetic limbs at home and at school. The band plays at the top of a mega ramp in a stadium as a man in a wheelchair performs a death-defying stunt, and a man with partially formed arms brushes his teeth. the Superhumans. Rio 2016 Paralympics, this September on Channel 4. That's just awesome.
It was mostly well received, although we did get a few complaints from careers advisors saying we've misrepresented them. So, moving on from the campaign, just how did we do live audio description of one of the most important international sporting events of the year? We used two channels to achieve this. Channel 4 was to have the traditionally produced studio content, and 4/7 used the same feed from Rio but with commentary tracks stripped out, leaving just the music and effects tracks present. We then passed this through a live edit suite, keyed on the signer using green screen technology, and added the enhanced audio description. The enhanced commentary was part scripted with information and speeches set from Rio and the IPC, but the audio description was live. For the audio describers and deaf signers, it began early in 2016 when we approached Ericsson to help us achieve our vision. We had many meetings, rehearsals and debriefs to figure out exactly how we would make it work both editorially and technically. It was a multi-site operation using Channel 4's headquarters in London, as well as Ericsson sites in White City and in Ealing. And we were well aware that we needed to provide a consistent service to the standards that RBSL subtitle and audio description viewers would expect. So on 4/7, signing and subtitles matched the commentary from the Channel 4 feed, and not the audio description commentary, as that was geared specifically for our visually impaired viewers. To test our vision would be successful, in July we trialled an episode of Undercover Boss with live signing, live audio description and live subtitles, and that was the first time we've ever had 3 access services live at the same time. So here are another couple of clips from the opening ceremony to give you a flavour of the event. And the second clip will introduce the audio describers we used, Mary and Scott.
Senhoras e senhores, por favor, deem carinhosas boas-vindas ao Sr. Philip Craven, atleta paralímpico de 1972 a 1988.
A few people filming on their smartphones. He pulls the cord. A giant banner descends with the number 10 on it, sparking the countdown for the Paralympic ceremony. 9, 8 further banners descending all around the stadium. 7, 6, 5 huge spotlights swirling around the stadium, exploding with colour. 2, 1.
At the top of the mega ramp within the stadium is extreme wheelchair athlete Aaron Wheels. He whizzes down the mega ramp at high speed and tears through the middle of the number 0, somersaulting through the air and landing.
And there is an array of pyrotechnics going down that enormous ramp, and around the roof of the stadium, an explosion of golden fireworks erupt in different directions, and then a massive explosion at the end.
Right, I'll just play the second clip.
An aerial view of the American Stadium, bathed in this intense, almost ultraviolet light.
The great moment has arrived. Please welcome the athletes of the world for the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games.
Senhoras e senhores,
Live audio description commentary by Scott Joseph
por favor,
and Mary Sweeney.
recebam os atletas do mundo para os Jogos Paralímpicos Rio 2016.
A huge roar erupts around the stadium. The roof of the stadium around the inside are the flags of all the countries taking part.
By the way, if you're using subtitles and are wondering why they're not matching the audio on our coverage here tonight, that's because here on 4/7 we're providing live audio description commentary. The subtitles match up with our coverage over on Channel 4 with Claire Balding and Adam Hills.
Independent Paralympic athletes.
Atletas paralímpicos.
So how do you do live audio description? As we know, audio description is opportunist as a rule, utilising the gaps between dialogue. With a clean feed on 4/7, we didn't have to worry about clashing with the Channel 4 commentary team. And with Mary and Scott providing the only commentary on 4/7, it meant we had to provide enhanced audio description. Regular audio description wouldn't cut it. So in addition to describing the visuals, they had to drop in facts into the mix, providing some regular style commentary, so viewers were fully informed. Mary and Scott did many hours of research and practice using footage of previous ceremonies. We collated a lot of information from Rio for the contents and the running orders, and many of it arrived in Portuguese and only days before broadcast. To highlight another challenge for them, Mary and Scott had to learn and recognise all of the key athletes from all the countries that came out. And they were acutely aware that they should be as prepared as possible, but to go with the flow of the performance. So Mary studies comedy improvisation in her spare time, and Scott is a professional actor. So they were able to develop a good rapport on air. So finally, on Wednesday, the 7th of September, the opening ceremony began at 9 PM with studio coverage and live signing, and then the live audio description commentary kicked in at 10:15 and continued for the next 4 hours. We then went and did it all over again for the closing ceremony on Sunday, the 18th of September.
We're going to take questions at the end if that's okay. But thank you very much, Graham. That advert, and I know you've got a round of applause at the end of it, but Graham and the team at Ericsson had sent us that Channel 4 advert to have a look at our RNAB just to get some initial impressions from us. And we just didn't know what we were going to get. And I sat at my desk, and Steve, who presented earlier, was next to me, and I said, you know, Channel 4 wants some impression of this. And there was Steve and another visually impaired colleague, and I just played it to them. And it was just this, wow, that's good. So I think it was one of those adverts that everybody said, and I know there was controversy around some of it, but those careers advisors, they'll get over it. So, I also think, as I mentioned earlier, live audio description is very difficult on television because of the way the TV is broadcast in the UK. There's 2 different delivery methods. One is the broadcaster mix, one is where the description in the TV is the receiver mix. And therefore, some way of doing it is possible. I think Channel 4, in terms of the boundaries that they pushed on this, and the BBC pushed for some of the Olympic coverage, I think Channel 4 actually picking it up on a separate channel and taking it. I mean, 4 hours of live description of something like that you don't really know what's going to happen. There isn't really a rehearsal that you can follow, watch. There isn't a pre-record of a previous show or anything. It was really well done, and I stuck with it the whole way through, I must admit. So, and thank you for coming and covering that with us today, Graham. No perky augmented bottoms in that one, George.